welcome back to my channel, and I hope you guys are having a great and wonderful day. If you're new, hello and welcome, and I hope you guys like my videos. So hit the subscribe button, the post notification icon, so it notifies you every time I upload a new video. So for today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys or teaching you guys how I take my notes for school/online school. Recently, I uploaded a vlog on my channel regarding my first day of online school, and in that video, a lot of you guys were asking how I take my notes for school, so I thought it'd be a fun time to share those tips with you guys. So without further ado, let's get started. So I'm a biomedical science major, meaning that I have a lot of courses that require a lot of writing and reading, and also as a visual learner, I need to not only see the information, but write it down so I'm able to learn and absorb as much as the information that I'm being presented. So I take writing my notes very seriously because a lot of learning is happening as I'm reading, saying it out loud, and transcribing that into my own words so I can understand the concept that is being taught. That being said, I like to be effective, kind of speedy, but also cute at the same time, which is what I'm going to share with you guys today. So we're going to start off with the materials that I like to use /tools /stationery to write the most effective notes. I have tried many different things over the year, different notebooks, different pens, different stationery here and there, and I feel like I've come down to a good concoction of tools /stationery that is effective and I can rely on to write my notes. So first off, you need a good notebook, like a good sturdy, handy dandy, won't break, will be there for you and your notes type of notebook. And I recently found a notebook that I've definitely shared on my channel because I'm so obsessed with. It is this clear quadrant notebook. It has a super sturdy paper. It doesn't leak through. The front and the back are hardcover and it's spiral. I didn't really like the whole college notebook situation because I couldn't really flip my notebook and I was just it was not a good time. So I definitely would recommend you guys checking this notebook out. I got it on Amazon. It comes in a pack of 2. I don't know what else to say. It's just freaking fantastic. It's just so important for me to have a great notebook. It is the base of my note taking. All my powerful, knowledgeable terms, definitions, equations is going to go on this notebook, and I need it to last not only for one semester but for many semesters. As a science major, a lot of notes that you take a previous semester is very helpful the next. The classes kind of build up on each other, so you need something that will last very long, which is why I love this notebook. The next tool that I like to use or stationery is these Muji pens. They're 0.38 millimeters gel Muji pens in black ink, period. These pens don't bleed, they don't smudge unless like you write something you like directly drag your finger across, but even then the smear is very minimal. It doesn't bleed through the other side of the page, which is always great. It doesn't make little ink pools. You know when you start writing with a gel pen and then it makes a kind of a ink pool in the first letters and then you touch it and then your entire paper looks black? This doesn't do that and I love it. Next thing I like to use are highlighters, and preferably a pack of many different colors because I like to color code my notes. It makes it easier visually to see it and to find information that way. Currently I'm using the Sharpie brand of highlighters, and I think it comes with like 5 or 6 different colors, which is great, so I like to use it as well. Next thing are sticky notes, because sometimes I either forget to write information or I'm looking back at my notes and I want to add information, or if I have questions I can go ahead and use it. So a good standard pack of sticky notes, different colors, is always a good option. And along with that, I need a ruler, an eraser, and mechanical pencils. So those are all the tools /stationery that I like to use for my note taking. So now for the actual nitty gritty. Okay, so this is my notebook for my physics class, and I specifically like to read the textbook before going to class, which means that I include my textbook notes along with my Zoom lecture notes in the same notebook. There is enough space for me to do it. I've done it previous semesters, and this way I can have the most exposure to the information. I'm a science major. I'm constantly being bombarded with a lot of specific information, meaning that the more exposure that I get to information, the better it is for me and my learning. So I like to read the textbook, take my textbook notes, and then show up to class and take the notes of the same chapter that I just read from the professor. That way I feel like I'm getting as much exposure to the information as possible and I know more. Because I have 2 categories of notes in one notebook, so I have my textbook notes and my lecture notes, I like to color code my notes so visually I know what is what. So this is where the highlighters come in. They are very important. So all my lecture notes for that specific chapter that I'm reading that day will be in a green highlighter heading, and all the video lecture notes will be in a purple highlighter heading. So every time that I'm reading my notes, I see a green heading, I know that's for textbook, and then if I see a purple heading, I know that is for my lecture. You choose what colors you want to use if you choose to color code your notes. I just think it's very helpful visually so I know what kind of information is important, what is divided into what, and that is why I choose specific with colors. Okay, so after I've separated my textbook notes with my lecture notes, I have other colors of highlighters that I like to use within each category. So if I'm doing anything that has to do with the definition of a new word or just any definition in general, the definition word will be highlighted in blue, so I know when I'm seeing something, and if I'm looking through my notes and I want to find a specific definition of a specific chapter, I'm just going to skim through all the blue parts and I can go ahead and find a definition. If I'm looking for an equation per se, I have all my equations boxed because I can go ahead and skim through and find whatever equations I need for that chapter. If I'm doing any subheadings within the notes, then I'm going to go ahead and put that in orange. Those are all the subheading titles of the entire chapter. That being said, you can use whatever colors you want to in your personal note taking, but I stick to those colors consistently and throughout all of my notebooks. I do not change it. So if I open any notebook, I follow the exact same pattern and I can go ahead and follow along with that specific class that I'm looking at. In addition, you'll see that I have sticky notes in my notebook, and that's primarily for questions. So as I'm writing my textbook notes, I'll write down things and topics that I don't really understand, and then when I go up to lecture or if I have a Zoom Q&A, depending on the class that I'm taking, I can go ahead and ask the professor specific questions. That way, one, I don't forget the questions that I have and I can get the most understanding out of my notes. Also within my notes, you'll see that most of my notes are written down in the gel pen. However, specifically for my physics class or if I'm taking any math classes, when I'm doing my video lecture and the teacher is asking me to solve my own problems or just to try out any problem that he is talking about on the screen, I personally like to do with pencil so I don't mess up, and if I do mess up, I can go ahead and erase it, and you can't do that with pen. So that is why I like to also have a mechanical pencil with me when I'm writing my notes, just in case there's something that I need to solve in the moment. When I'm writing my video lecture notes, I can go ahead and solve it. Apart from my note taking, something that I find very important is abbreviations. Again, I'm writing notes all day, every day. My hand hurts. I have a lot of things to write, and I don't want to write a lot of words again and again. So I have my own abbreviations to specific words so I can make the note-taking process a little bit faster. And this especially is very good when I'm doing my video lecture because the teachers are speaking at a pace where sometimes it's live and I can't pause it, or they're speaking very quickly. So I need to have certain abbreviations for things that I already know and I already have in my head to make the note-taking process a little bit faster. Okay, so I'm going to run you guys through a sample note, basically just to show you the process and the system that I have implemented / created in my head to effective, quick, cute notes. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So here I have a live demonstration of basically everything that I just said, but just in case you didn't really see it well when I was explaining it, main titles go in green, and then subheading titles go in orange. So for example, if you're writing about cupcakes, but then you're writing about the ingredient title would be in orange. Definition, anything they need to define, will be in a blue highlighter color, and then as I'm making additional points about whatever I'm learning, I use kind of like a bullet point, but mine's just look like a dash. If I want to add any additional information, I use like a arrow coming down, and here I'm just showing you common abbreviations that I like to use, such as since, therefore, with, and without. These are many notebooks that I have, and depending on the semester, I kind of change it up. So for genetics last semester, I did more of like a bubble header, and I didn't have much colors on my pages. As you can see, it's pretty much mostly writing. And then you go into physiology of this semester, and then we have like little questions on sticky notes of things I didn't know. We have my notes, we have some more colorful headers, and that's more of the vibe that I'm going with this semester. And then you have physics at the back, same color coding system. So this is like comparing my notes, but mostly I follow the same idea of having headers, having little things for my definitions, but as I'm going through different classes, I like to change it up. But here are the notes. That is how I take my notes. They're not complicated to follow. They're very simple, very quick and effective. They're visually appealing, if I do say so myself. I think the most important thing is that they are effective. I have a lot of classes to take, I have a lot of notes to take, and if I take too much time writing my notes down, then it's gonna slow me down in my school day with the other things I need to accomplish, the other assignments I need to accomplish. So I like to keep it kind of short and sweet and cute so I can go back, see the notes, understand what I wrote, but also save time as I'm doing it. So that being said, I hope this video was helpful. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below on any video you guys want to see next. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, follow me on my Instagram at natasha.matherin, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Woo.